The death is announced of Patrick Brice, also known as Wasborn or Brice of Monrepo, Micoud, who passed away on Sunday 15th March 2015 at approximately 11:50 p.m. He was 74 years old. He was predeceased by his daughter Albina Jules of Micoud, left to mourn his wife and Summer Brice. Daughters Gerald Prince Thomas of Grand Riviere Tannery, Cecilia Donnelly of Orlando, Florida, Sharon Brice of Entrepot, employee of the Castries City Council, Rita Sidney of Castries, Hilda Atanas of Leslieland, employee of Customs Department, Patricia Brice Lawton, residing in the UK, Alma Brice, better known as Sil, nurse at St. Jude Hospital. Sons Andrew Prudent, better known as Porgy, residing in Florida, MacArthur Joseph, better known as Chris of Tennessee, USA. Cuthbert Hibbolett, better known as Timai, residing in St. Martin, Brice Atanas of Pavie Castries, Godwin Brice, better known as Gomrai, Dwayne Brice, better known as Brian, Constable 191 of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. St. Clair Francis, residing in the UK, Wilfred O'Geese, Peter O'Geese, both of Castries. Grandchildren, Makeda, Sky, Jaden, Brianne, James, Malik, Katisha, Corral, Damien, Dunstan, Tora, Shane, Kurt, Dylan of CDSL, Lesma, Kurma, Cuthbert Jr., Jumas, Ernell, Nicole of Access Walk, Kayla, Tondia, Latifa, Shanika, Tamisha, Kimball, Kimberly, Alma Jules in the British Army, Angel, Marsha, Jonta, Justin of Orlando, USA. 9 great-grandchildren including Shaquille, Jalan, Dante, Jamari, Kate. Sisters, Cecilia Pony of Flavius, better known as Petrona, employee of Bellevue Combined and family of Beaufort. Leota, Charles Mesmin and family in Cayenne. Catherine Brice, better known as Andrea, residing abroad and family of Lacouville, Tiroche. Carmen Amab, living in the U.S. and family of Micoud. Brother, Raymond Brice of New York. Daughters-in-law, Lydia Victor of Florida. Lanine Alexander Brice, employee of Digicel St. Lucia. Leon O'Geese, Tondia Latrice Joseph of Tennessee, USA. Sons-in-law, Mark Lawton in the UK. Leroy Thomas, Cornelia Sidney. Sisters-in-law, Florina, Minerva and Christine Simeon of Lombard. Brothers-in-law, Priscillas, Andrew and Fimbar Simeon. Anthony Flavius, better known as Mr. Harry, Mr. Amab of the USA. Many nieces and nephews, both here and abroad, including Peter Marsler, better known as Stephen Kakam, Fred Brice, children of his deceased sister, Josephine Awarie of Lacouville, children of his deceased sister, Villan Brice of Micoud, children of his deceased brother, Christophe Brice, better known as Magarib of Micoud. Godchildren, Imelda Augustine, Vernon Pierre, Marilyn Leon. Close friends, Clarence James, better known as Ton Clarence, Mr. and Mrs. Atanas Charles, Mr. Lehman, Mr. Atkins Francis, Mr. Marcus Fennell, and Miss Andrina. Mr. and Mrs. Ralph Camille of Poile, Mr. and Mrs. Philip Casimir, Mr. and Mrs. Victor George of Denny Riviere, Mr. Bertrand Robinson, also known as Doe, Paulina and George Isaac and family, Miss Ruby Victor and family, Bartholomew, also known as Beto, Mr. Reynolds and Mr. Patsy, Mr. and Mrs. Henry Filbert of Beaufort, caretakers, the Alexander family, the Liebert family, aunt, Athanase Livingston, better known as Madudu, in Miami, and family. Also left to mourn the families of the predeceased Isaac Joseph, Modeste Joseph, Eulena Joseph and T. Joseph of Bellevue, Fort Joyeux, St. Croix and St. Thomas, the construction crew of Obi Sadu Engineering at the St. Jude Hospital site, the Brice families of Micoud and Lacouville, the Joseph families of Bellevue and Fort Joyeux, other relatives and friends. The funeral service of the late Patrick Brice, also known as Wasborn or Brice, will be held on Saturday, 28th March 2015 at the Faith Tabernacle Pentecostal Church in Micoud at 2 p.m. The body will then be laid to rest at the Mon Repos Cemetery. Notes: persons attending the funeral service are kindly asked to wear a touch of color if possible. Transportation will be available in the Mon Repos area at 1:30 p.m. to take interested persons to the funeral service, cemetery, and back. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, New York Road, Beaufort. May he rest in peace.